Hello, we got Roxanne here, and today we are learning wait. So very important. Wait is an impulse control behavior. It teaches them not to bolt through doors. And wait is different. You're a good boy. Wait is very different than stay. Stay is a fixed position, which you don't want them to move at all. Wait just asks them to not pass through a doorway, a car door, stairs, any threshold without your permission. So I'm going to show you today what that looks like. We're practicing this in your bathroom because your bathroom door is not super stimulating. When you are practicing this, you don't want to try this with the hardest door, which would be the front door, the back door, even that baby gate, which literally reads freedom. But places that you can practice this when you're starting out are doors that don't really mean too much. So the bathroom door, maybe another bedroom door, things like that. But I'm going to show you what that looks like. So first things first, wait, you do not have to treat. Their freedom is their reward, which is really cool. Allowing them to go through the door will be good enough. Now, if they're super struggling really hard with like another doorway, then we'll talk about potentially giving them a treat. But honestly, they don't really need it because they're really young and they're putting two and two together. All right, so first thing first, I'm gonna mess with the door. You really wanna break down everything that comes with a doorway, right? The side of the door handle, the opening, things like that, and work within your realm. I'm not going to just wide open this door and expect him to wait, even though he might, because he's being a really good boy. Good job. But I want to work in very small increments, and the whole point here is to teach him that if he steps forward to the door or try to get through the door without my permission, it's just going to close. I'm not going to correct him, I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to close the door. And so a little cause and effect thing happens here. He'll realize that after I say wait, and the hand signal for wait is a 2-finger slash. After he sees that and he tries to proceed forward and the door closes towards him, then he knows that he did something wrong. Instead, we'll want him to wait. Now he can sit, he can look at me, he can do anything he wants. He's actually allowed to do anything on this side of the door that isn't destructive or anything like that. But, so he's sitting, he's asking permission to go through the door. It's a really good boy. Good. But I'm not actually asking him to do anything specific. Wait just means don't go through the door, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this. Wait. Now, one thing to note is that he is very close to the doorway, which means he's probably not going to succeed. So I'm going to reset him a little bit farther. Good, Rox. Good boy. Good job, Rox. Good. Wait. And again, I'm going to keep my hand on this door handle. I'm just going to inch it open just ever so slightly. And notice that I'm facing him, right? I'm not going to just walk back, turn, just leave him, because typically when you turn your back, puppies are used to following you, or any dog really. So I'm going to work with a frontal position, and I'm not going to do too much, just very small increments. Wait. Now I'm stepping through the door, and he's still walking forward. I'm going to close it. Rox, you have to wait. Wait. Good boy! Good job! Good boy! You did it! You did it! So really, really important. I didn't wait for him. This whole process, he has to control himself. He can't go through the door, so he has to make the connection. You'll see that this is actually really easy to practice upon them coming out of their crate. It's a really good way to practice calmness. And this exercise, the reason why we put it on the forefront of our behaviors is that it can be life-saving. So yeah, if you have any more questions about this behavior, we're going to keep chipping away at it. But Rox is very, very in it today. Very proud of him. All right, Rox. All right, now we're going to do wait with a more difficult door. Scotch is on the other side of this door, so I want to make sure that he does understand that he's not supposed to be trying to get through the door. So I'm actually going to use my body a little bit, and I'm going to just move him backwards. Most dogs don't really like it when you get in their space like that, and that's fine. Wait. And again, when he started moving forward, I just closed that door. Rocks. Hey, hey. You have to wait. And Scotch is right on the other side of that door, so it's going to be a nice reward allowing him to finally go through there. Hey, you gotta wait. Good boy. Wait. Good boy, you're free. You're free. Good job. Good job. All right, so this behavior that we're doing is called drop it. You have a lot of kids in your household, and it's probably likely that one of your puppies is going to get something in their mouth that you don't want them to have. So it's really, really important that you don't chase them. If you start chasing them, you make it into a game. Roxy, you gotta leave it. Oh, are you waiting at that door? Yes, that's a good boy. Good job. So very important, drop it means let go. This is different than leave it. If the dog has something in their mouth, leave it is not usable anymore. They've already gotten it. So drop it literally means they need to release it from their mouth. Now very important, I'm not going to play tug. I'm not going to try and pry it out of his mouth unless of course this was something that was life-threatening. Now we understand that there's times they're going to get something in their mouth that could potentially be life-threatening or something really valuable of yours. In that case, we understand that you have to get it out of their mouth physically. But if you can, practice it otherwise, where they actually are allowed to have something and then they practice drop it. And the best way to practice this is with toys. They're already naturally going to put this in their mouth, and you are actually okay with this. All right, good boy. I'm going to play with this a little bit, get him to want to put that in his mouth. Oh, good boy. And Rox is actually really, really good at this exercise. This is where the clicker really comes into play. He's going to pick this up and carry it. I'm just going to say, Rox, drop it. Rox. Hey, good boy. Good job. Good job. So the timing there, I clicked the moment that he released the toy from his mouth. Since he's not very resistant of dropping it, which is really cool, I don't have to go an extra step. But let's say that he was struggling with this. Let's say we're practicing with a bone. Then what I might do is hook him up to a leash so that he can't get too far away from me, and that his only choice eventually would be to drop it. So with drop it is going to be a happy accident the first few times, but eventually they make the connection that by releasing the toy or releasing whatever the object is in their mouth is what's getting them rewarded or getting them their treat. And I'm going to show you a few more times. Good job, good job, good job, good. Roxy, drop it. Good boy! Good job! Good job! Good job! Now, it is really important that while you're practicing this, that you are practicing with something that he actually wants to hold in his mouth. Drop it is pretty useless if he is just dropping it just because it's a little bit like a predictive behavior. Same with leave it. If leave it is too easy, you need to move on to something a little bit more difficult, a little bit more stimulating. You don't want to overdo it, but you always want to make sure that you're working towards a goal so that if you were faced with potentially, I don't know, maybe you have a pair of shoes that you really like. You want to make sure that if he ever gets his mouth on that, when you say drop it, it's going to work. And one more time. Good boy. Rox, drop it. You just drop it. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good job. And again, the timing with the clicker is the moment that he releases it from his mouth. Very, very important. That is drop it. We'll definitely keep working on all of his behaviors as usual, and let us know if you have any questions. Leave it. Good boy. Good job. Leave it. Good job. Good boy. Leave it. Good boy. Leave it. Good job. Come on. You gotta move past it. Come here. Leave it. Good job. Good job. Leave it. Come on. Good boy. Good job. Come here, Rox. Come here, Rox. You gotta leave it. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Leave it. Good job. Good job. Leave it. Rocks, leave it.